Okay guys, this video today is going to be a little odd, and it's my personal experience of letting my testosterone levels get low again. And kind of something came up when I was thinking about it. So I'm not a great communicator, so just bear with me. I'm going to try to get a point across if I can. And the point is, I know right now the economy's not doing well. We're in a recession, even though they haven't admitted it. We're definitely in a recession. All the costs have gone up. The same for us. Everything in the clinic, everything at home, the food, everything has gone through the roof. Insurance, everything's gone through the roof. And things are, for some people are getting tough. And they're having to cut corners. And what I have seen, and what I'm going to talk about today is not about our clinic, New Life Medical Centers, because most of the people who are going to see this video are outside this area. And we only treat patients in the Memphis area. And it's going to be the smallest portion of people who are going to see this video. So this is really for a man-on-man conversation, trying to get you to think about it. Because whether you do it with us or somewhere else, we don't care. That's not what this video is about. This is about getting you to stop and think, is it worth staying on testosterone therapy? Is it worth making the sacrifice? And I'm going to say yes. So if you know anything about my personal experience, I've been on it for 12 years, I guess. And when I first started, my testosterone levels were 240, and I got my first shot. I'm one of those guys that either feels the response from it quickly or never, not at all. And with testosterone, man, that first shot the next morning, I felt great. Now I'm not saying I was 100%, but I felt it was a big difference. I could feel it. And in about 3 or 4 months, all of a sudden, if you see my video, just all of a sudden that sense of well-being came back. I was literally walking across that parking lot, and the sun was brighter, the sky was bluer. I'm an entrepreneur, I own lots of businesses, and I was it just like sense of well-being came back. The drive, that ambition, that fire for life came back. And it's almost like I was in a dark room and somebody turned on the switch, and all of a sudden I could see everything. That's the way it was. And that day when I was walking across that parking lot, that's the day I decided I want to start a clinic of my own. I want to help other men feel like I feel, get their life back. It was crazy. And a year later, we started our own clinic, and we've been open for 11 years now. So that's kind of how it started. My levels are 240, and man, my life changed. And just like anybody who has low testosterone, it gradually happens over time. It usually doesn't happen quickly. Excuse me. So your change happens gradually. So it's almost not even noticeable. Just like with me. And recently, I had, as you guys know, I do a lot of fasting, a lot of testing, a lot of research. And for a couple of years, I was fasting for different intervals and testing my testosterone levels. And when everything was said and done, we ended up, when I'm fasting 20 hours a day, I had to cut my testosterone dose by 30% to keep my levels within normal range. So I've been fasting for a long time, for years. And we had to cut my dose down. And recently, I just wasn't as focused. I wasn't paying attention to my fasting. I was just kind of eating whenever I got hungry. Then once you actually stop fasting that many hours and you start like eating breakfast, even though it may be keto, you start getting hungry again. So I wasn't paying attention to my fasting. And because I was on testosterone therapy just at a much lower dose, I was still on therapy. I wasn't expecting my testosterone to drop that quick. Well, all of a sudden, I was sleeping 8 or 9 hours and felt tired all day. I couldn't focus. I couldn't stay focused for anything. I was taking naps. I'd want to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon. As soon as I get home, I would take a nap. Then I'd wake up and I'd take another nap. On the weekends, I was sleeping 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 little 20-minute naps. And I couldn't focus. Had no energy. I didn't want to play with the kids. I had no sex drive. I was actually going to the gym. And I've been going to the gym for 12 years. I was going to the gym, walking in, and ended up turning around, walking out. And I have never done that. Just no ambition, no drive, no excitement. I was just a lump on the couch. And just no energy to finish projects around the house. Just nothing. It was just like I'm there, but that's it. And if I didn't get it done by lunch, it just wasn't getting done. And I was taking a ton of caffeine, trying to wake me up, give me some energy. and it just wasn't working. And I didn't think, because I'm on therapy, just on a lower dose because I was fasting. I didn't, and I knew I was still fasting. I just wasn't fasting as long as I should have been. I was thinking, man, alive, man, I hope is this old age? I'm 55. Is this what getting old feels like? This sucks. This is horrible. I'm not gonna get anything done. How these guys do it? And am I sick? Seriously, I thought, man, hopefully this is not cancer, because it was all this was gone, and I was thinking, and I started looking at I wasn't fasting like I was. I was like, man, I hope this is testosterone, because if it's testosterone, I can fix that. And my blood work was coming due soon, so I went ahead and did my blood work a week early, and sure enough, my testosterone levels were 540. So thank God, man. I mean, it was my testosterone. It wasn't something else, and I know I could fix that. And I just started fasting regularly, and within a couple weeks, man, I was feeling great again. That's why I'm making this video. But what I'm trying to point out is the man I was on testosterone and the man I was when my testosterone was low, even though I was still on it, I was just on lower dose because of my fasting, were two totally opposite people. Here was a guy who had no energy to do anything with his family, no energy to deal with his companies, no energy to go to the gym, no energy to do anything around the house, wasn't learning anything new because I wasn't reading because I couldn't stay focused. Nothing was getting done, and I was just, the first part of the day I was a little bit productive, but once it got past lunch, I was just there, and that is not a life. And my testosterone was 540. It wasn't even 240 like it was when I first began, a decade ago. So I can only imagine what it would have been if I let it get that low, and that woke me up. And that's why I was thinking I need to make a video, because I know right now we're in a recession. Things aren't doing well. Everything's going through the roof as far as cost. People are worried about losing their jobs. But what I'm going to try to present to you to get you to think for a moment, especially if you're a guy, is, do I need to cut out the testosterone? And I'm going to tell you that I think you shouldn't. And this isn't about trying to get more business for my clinic, New Life Medical. Because most people are going to see this, the vast majority, I'd say 97% or more, are going to be outside the area, which we can't treat anyway. This is about a man-to-man conversation, trying to get you to stop and think about it for a moment. I'm not going to benefit from it at all. And just my own personal perspective, what I experienced. Because I know everything's getting tough, people are going to start cutting. I know typically what happens with guys, I've seen it, I've been through 2 recessions in the clinic, is they'll start extending out their days and getting shots left often, or just stopping completely. And I'm going to suggest that you don't do that, because I think you're actually cutting yourself or shooting yourself in the foot by doing that. Because if you get to the point where you start feeling symptoms again, if you stretch out the days, and you're getting 3 shots a month instead of 4, but those symptoms are coming back just before you come and get that shot, well, you're not being your best. What's another copay, or what's another, I know it's a couple $100 a month, $50 a month to feel your absolute best, because who you are at your absolute best is going to more than make up for that $50 or whatever it is you're spending, your copay, whatever it may be. Because when you have your drive, your ambition, your excitement for life, you're going to go out there and you're going to get that raise, or you're going to go out there and get that extra client, or you're going to go out there and get that job done, or you're going to make your wife feel loved and give her attention. Your kids are going to make memories. You're going to be able to just live life like Superman versus being a potato on a couch. So is it worth the couple $100? We don't charge that in the clinic. I'll talk about that in a minute, but is it worth a couple $100 to be the Superman? Is it worth sacrificing something else, like maybe a round of golf, or maybe going out to dinner, or maybe skipping a couple of drinks so that you can get your testosterone shot, so you can be that Superman, be all you were meant to be, and give it 110%, be your absolute best, so that you can go out there and conquer the world versus trying to save a little bit of money? Why not instead cut somewhere else so you can still get your shot? Or if you have to, get all that junk out of your garage and go sell it. You can pay for a year's worth of testosterone. And if it's your wife, help your man figure out a way to continue on his shots. And if you're on therapy too, as a female, you need to be on therapy too, because it will change your life. If you're gonna deal with the stress of this world, everything happens in life, whether it's in business or work or in family, or just life in general, a recession, you've got to be at your absolute best. You got to be mentally sharp, mentally focused. You got to have drive and ambition and a sense of well-being. And if your hormones are imbalanced or they're low, you're not going to have that. You're not being your absolute best. So I'm going to suggest that you sacrifice somewhere else so that you can stay on your therapy and be all you can be for your family, for your kids, for your business, and for your job, for your community. Because in my opinion, who I was, now I may be different. You may not be as bad as me. I was almost worthless, almost, versus who I am when my levels are normal. So just think about that. Is there a way that I can make it work so I can feel my absolute best, feel like I want to conquer the world, versus just being a potato sitting on a couch? Now, when it comes to being on the therapy, well, I don't care where you are in the country or whoever sees this video, where there's a will, there's a way. Now, if you have insurance and your provider doesn't take it, find somebody who does. You just may have to switch providers. We accept insurance. So if you're in the Memphis area, we're glad to help you. Or find someone, there's telemedicine, it's everywhere. There's a will, there's a way. You can find a way. If you need to cut out going out to eat once a week, or cut out having 2 or 3 extra drinks, or cut out going on a round of golf, or whatever it may be, or maybe, like I said, sell the junk in your garage. Whatever it is, it's going to be worth it if you will keep your testosterone levels where they need to be, so you feel your absolute best, so you feel like Superman. Now, when you do find a clinic, make sure that the clinics don't use compounded testosterone. We have been in business for 11 years. We have never used compounded testosterone, and the reason why is because when you have compounded testosterone, there's a variance of 20% high or low, and it's still considered, testosterone, 200 milligrams, whatever it may be, whatever is the formula that they're following. Well, depending on what lot you're a part of and how accurate they are and how precise they are, your dosage strength is going to be up and down. So that means your symptoms are going to be up and down. The way you're going to feel is going to be up and down. So that's why we don't use compounded. And there's some good pharmacies out there, but we still only use name brand testosterone in the clinic. So the patients get consistent results, and they usually get a better result at a lower dose, which means as you age or things change, you can increase your dose over time. Where on compounded, there's only a certain point you can't go past it. So that's the first thing. Look for somebody that uses name brand testosterone. Secondly, if you have insurance, find somebody who takes it. If you don't have insurance, like in our case, if you're in the Memphis area, our price for the testosterone, for the office visits and all the labs, and we do labs every 3 months minimum, many times more often than that, so we're watching you extremely close, is only $139 a month. And that's for name brand testosterone and the office visit. And you can inject in the clinic, or you can take it and inject at home. It's whatever's best for you. So for $139 a month, you can be on testosterone. So I think you can find a way to make or save $139 one way or the other. And if you have insurance, you only have a copay. So if you have any questions about the testosterone therapy, and my opinion is you need to stay on it so you can be that Superman, so you can be the best you can be. Feel free to let us know. Give us a call, email. We're always here to help, answering questions you may need. But again, if you're a guy who's looking or thinking about, or a wife who is thinking about cutting it just to save a little bit of money, if you can at all possible make it work, I think it will pay in dividends, in multiples, exponentially, because when he feels better, he does better. When he feels he's got the drive and ambition and excitement, he's going to go out and accomplish and conquer the world. But if he doesn't, there's no whipping, there's nothing that's going to make him do it. If he doesn't, it's got to be internal. He's got to feel it. It's the mental sense of well-being he's got to have, that confidence, and that comes from just having his testosterone levels at a normal dose. So if you're looking for ways to cut cost, I would suggest that the last way to do it is testosterone therapy, male or female, because you want to feel your best to be able to face what's coming, or face recession, face life, face work, face business, whatever stresses in life you're going to face. You need to be your best. So if you have any questions, let us know, and I hope this has helped someone out there.